ready to fly.
Hey, what's up, guys? It is your boy Art, and I am here with my WrestleMania 40 Night 1 and 2 fantasy booking video. So many people that I know personally were excited about this video when I teased it last week. Hopefully this video does well, because I have put together what I believe could happen. A lot of these matches, some of them are already announced, but leading up to the Elimination Chamber, I think a lot of these matches are going to be built up at Elimination Chamber and in the weeks to follow leading into WrestleMania. I have 2 nights fully booked, 7 matches on each, so a total 14 matches. And I honestly believe that if we get a card similar to this, they don't all have to be the same matches, obviously. You can switch some things out if you want to. Like, WWE can do that, and I'm sure that both cards would still be great. But if WWE does something similar to this, this will most likely top last year and become one of the top WrestleManias of all time. Maybe. But I don't want to toot my own horn just yet. Let's get into the booking itself and what matches I have. And if you're excited to hear what they are, make sure that you leave a like. Comment what you feel about these matches after you're done hearing about them down below. And make sure you subscribe, because I'm going to start doing a few more of these each year. Not too many, but like maybe 3 or 4 more this year. Fantasy booking / rebooking videos. I already have one that I teased already. If you saw that on my community tab, you know what I'm talking about. But let's get into night 1. The first match that I have booked for night 1 is a Women's WrestleMania Showcase Fatal 4-Way Tag Match. We've got Piper Niven and Chelsea Green versus Katana Chance, easy for me to say, and Kaden Carter versus Natalya and Tegan Nox versus Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. They did these last year, right? And I believe the year before that as well, I believe. I'm not sure, though. I definitely remember last year. They did a men's and women's WrestleMania Showcase tag match. Basically, taking away the men's and women's battle royals they would used to do on a pre-show, and just putting all of the talents from both men and women's division in a fatal 4-way tag match. I like that. I like that idea. You don't have to have a battle royal. Just give them a fucking 10-minute tag match. Go out there, get their stuff in, and perform in front of an awesome crowd, you know? In terms of who I would have go over here, I would have Piper Niven and Chelsea Green go over. Chelsea Green has gotten super over with the Karen-esque gimmick she's got going on. You know, complaining about everything, wanting to speak to the manager, all this stuff. Weaseling her way into positions that she normally probably wouldn't have gotten in otherwise. The stuff she does with Adam Pearce is amazing. And I think giving her a moment here, giving her and Piper Niven a moment here at WrestleMania would be really cool. You know? All 4 of these women's teams have decent chemistry together, so I think give them a nice 10-minute match to open up the show. I think it'd be a good way to open. Just my opinion, though. Just my opinion. Following that match, we get the first championship match of the weekend for the United States Championship. The champion, Logan Paul, and the challenger, L.A. Knight. Yeah! Now, I feel like this match is going to start to be built up for at the Elimination Chamber. I think either Logan's going to eliminate LA Knight or LA Knight's going to eliminate Logan Paul. If I had to guess, I would say Logan eliminates LA Knight. And that leads to the back and forth between them leading up to WrestleMania. Maybe LA Knight wins a number one contender match and then he fights Logan at WrestleMania. But imagine the promos between these two leading up to WrestleMania. Imagine the promo work. Imagine the things that LA Knight could bring up about Logan and vice versa. You know? Just the promo work alone would be enough to sell me on this match. But to actually get this match would be fucking great. And I know a lot of people have been saying they want to see this at WrestleMania. As to who I'd have go over, give LA Knight the U.S. title. He didn't win the world title. He isn't in their radar for that right now. So, next best thing, give him the U.S. strap. Let him hold it till maybe SummerSlam. Maybe drop it to an up-and-coming star, maybe like a Carmelo Hayes or a Braun Breaker or whoever, you know? And then Logan Paul can go on and he can go back to being the part-time special attraction guy he's been. And, you know, get a hell of a WrestleMania match out of it. Why the fuck not? But yeah, I'd have LA Knight definitely win this match. Logan doesn't need the U.S. title to feel important. So, next up is old school versus new school. You have John Cena and Randy Orton going up against the Bloodline, the team of Solo Sikoa and the newest member of the Bloodline coming in after the Elimination Chamber, Jacob Fatu. This writes its fucking self. Okay? Fatu is done with MLW. He's officially a free agent as of the time I'm recording this. As far as I know, he hasn't signed anywhere, but he's not with MLW anymore. He just finished up with them. So, you bring in Jacob Fatu. You put him with Solo Sikoa. Those two together would be a fucking monster team. And you put them up against John Cena, if he's available, if he's not filming a movie, and Randy Orton. Put him up against two of the absolute GOATs of the ruthless aggression era. New school versus old school. And honestly, give this match maybe 12, 13 minutes. It doesn't have to go long. Just get your shit in. Cena can do his 5 moves of doom. Orton can hit an RKO. But at the end of the day, as controversial as this may sound, I would have Solo and Jacob Fatu go over. Orton and Cena do not need this win at WrestleMania. They've won at WrestleMania already. It's time for them. This is their time to help put over the young talent. And what better way to put over the young talent like Solo Sikoa, and especially Jacob Fatu, than to go over, like I said, two of the GOATs from the ruthless aggression era. And Cena doesn't have to take the fall. Cena already got beat by Solo. Have Jacob Fatu take out Randy Orton. Why not? That can lead up to a singles feud between the two. Going into, like, I don't know, Backlash or Money in the Bank or whatever. Imagine Orton versus Jacob Fatu, dog. Jesus Christ. That feud alone would be killer. So, that's what I would do there. Give them 12, 13 minutes and let them get their shit in. Let Solo take out Cena with the spike again. Let Fatu hit his awesome moonsault that he hits on Randy Orton, and let them get the big win at WrestleMania over two legends. Why not? Fourth match on the card is for the Women's World Championship. The champion, Rhea Ripley, versus who I believe is winning the Elimination Chamber for the women, Becky Lynch. They have been teasing this since after the Royal Rumble. Becky and Rhea had the interaction on the WrestleMania kickoff a few weeks back. They've been going back and forth on Raw since the middle of January, and it feels like they're on a collision course to fight. You know, and I feel like other than maybe Rhea versus Bianca, this is the biggest women's match they could do at a WrestleMania right now. So give us Mommy versus the Man, like they've been teasing. Fucking get Nia Jax out of the title picture, by the way, please. Let that be it for now, for fuck's sake. And let these women go out, work a 15 to 16 minute match. Let them show the world why they're two of the best women's wrestlers out there. And let Becky go over. Because if the last year has been any indication, Rhea Ripley doesn't need the Women's World Championship to be over. She's over regardless. I feel like Becky needs the World Championship in order to stay over. Does that make sense? Like, maybe I'm not saying it right. Becky Lynch needs the title more than Rhea Ripley. That's what I'm trying to say. Rhea transcends that title now. So, I'd have Becky go over Rhea. Why the hell not? It's not going to hurt Rhea in the long run. It can only help Becky. And we get another awesome women's match at WrestleMania. So, Becky goes over there. The fifth match is the Battle of the Usos. I am recording this literally 30 minutes after Jimmy Uso cost his brother Jay the Intercontinental Championship against Gunther on Raw. I just had it in the back of my mind that Jimmy Uso was going to do this. And when they announced the match last week, that's when I made these graphics. And that's when I was like, yeah, that's how they're going to get to this match. I knew something was going to happen that was going to lead to Jimmy versus Jay at WrestleMania. And that was it tonight. You don't really need the story to be told any further than it's been. Brother versus brother, twin versus twin. One of the best tag teams of the 21st century. Now broken apart due to jealousy from one brother to the other. Just, this match, if and when it happens, probably will, might be the show stealer at WrestleMania. I'm not kidding. You give these guys close to 20 minutes, and I think that they'll show you why, whether they're a team or a singles, guys, both of them are two of the absolute greatest of this generation. As to who I would have win, clearly Jey Uso. Jimmy Uso is just not on Jay's level right now. And for him to lose to Jimmy at WrestleMania after everything that Jimmy has done to him, cost him the title at SummerSlam against Roman, cost him the Intercontinental title here. I think he cost him and Cody the tag titles a few months back, if I'm not mistaken. Like, it only stands to reason that Jay wins that match. Under no circumstances should Jimmy Uso beat Jey Uso if and when they have that match at WrestleMania. Absolutely not. So give them 20 minutes. Let Jey get his WrestleMania win. Let the Bloodline, let the Samoan Dynasty, whatever you want to call them, let the Samoans have their cake and eat it too. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Jey Uso goes over. Match 6 is for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships. It's who I believe is still going to be the champions after the Elimination Chamber. The Judgment Day, the team of Damian Priest and Finn Balor, against the New Day, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. It's been way too long since the New Day have been in a tag team championship feud. And I feel like once they get done with Imperium next week in that street fight, I feel like they're going to start gunning for the tag team championships going into WrestleMania. And I really want to see it just because it's been forever since the New Day have been tag champs. I think the last time they were tag champs, it was in NXT. And that was back in, 2022? So it's been a while since they've held tag gold. And I just feel personally that this would be a great match. Like, it really fucking with 4 vets going out there and just proving who's the best tag team. You know, you can put Kofi with the New Day, or not Kofi, Truth with New Day, and have them be a part of that whole stupid thing. I personally wouldn't do that, but I'm saying that's a possibility. That's something they could do. And yeah, I want New Day in a tag title picture again. Because even after 10 years, they're one of the most entertaining teams still that there is, even without Big E. Hope he's doing well, by the way. As for who I'd have win, Judgment Day retains their belts. Yeah, I don't think New Day wins the titles at WrestleMania. I think they have a rematch down the road, and then New Day win it. But at WrestleMania, I would have Judgment Day go over after like maybe a 15-minute match, 16 to 17 minutes, somewhere in there. And the main event, match 7, for the World Heavyweight Championship, the champion, Seth freaking Rollins, versus the man who is 100% winning the Elimination Chamber. I guarantee he wins the Elimination Chamber this Saturday. Drew fucking McIntyre. Drew McIntyre is the best he's been since returning to WWE back in, 2017? 2018? This is the best Drew that we've ever seen. Better than when he went on to win the WWE title in front of nobody. Better than when he was teaming up with Sheamus in 2022. This is the best Drew that there's ever been. And Seth Rollins has been carrying that title to the best of his abilities since the title's inception. He's the only champion to date, and he's literally broken his back trying to make that title mean something. And so far, I feel he has. But in order for that title to continue to grow its lineage and its heritage and all of that, I feel like Drew McIntyre needs to take that title off of Seth Rollins at WrestleMania, and he needs to take it to the next level. Plus, Drew deserves his moment to win the title in front of a crowd. And the Philly crowd, I feel like, would go nuts if Drew won the title in the main event of WrestleMania. You give these guys 25 minutes to go out and show why they are the two of the top talent in all of wrestling, and they'll put on a show worthy of main eventing WrestleMania. Drew absolutely needs to go over, though. Absolutely. Seth had his run. He did great with it. Well, he did pretty good with it. I can't say he was great. But he's done pretty damn good with it. So, Drew goes over Seth freaking Rollins to end night 1 of WrestleMania. But now, we must move on to night 2. And night 2 kicks off the same as night 1 did, except it's the men's WrestleMania showcase. Fatal 4-way tag team match. Here you've got DIY, Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa, versus the Creed brothers, Brutus and Julius Creed, versus, I believe they're calling themselves the New Catch Republic now? Lame. But Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate versus the LWO, Joaquin Wilde and Cruz del Toro. 4 of the bright, fresh teams on both Raw and SmackDown. I believe I've got 2 from both. Give these guys 15 minutes. Let them go out there and showcase their athleticism, their charisma, their in-ring ability. And this match could be one of the best WrestleMania openers of all time. It could definitely hit top 10 best WrestleMania openers if this were to happen, given the right amount of time. I feel it. I know it. As for who I would have go over, the Creed brothers. The Creed brothers are the second coming of the Steiner brothers. Except the Creed brothers are more athletic. They can do things that the Steiner brothers can never do. And one of them isn't a fucking transphobe. So, hell, both of them are. I hope. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Rick Steiner said some things. I'm not going to go into that. Never mind. Point is, the Creed brothers deserve this win. They better get a WrestleMania victory very soon. They deserve, all 4 of these teams deserve to be on this card. And I hope this match, something to this effect happens. Because the Creed brothers need to be showcased, as do all these teams. Then, we get our first title match of night 2. This one is for the WWE Women's Championship. The champion, Io Sky, versus the challenger, the Royal Rumble winner, Bayley. This story has been writing itself since SummerSlam 2022. The rise of Damage Control and the inevitable fall of Damage Control, where Bayley was attacked by Io, Asuka, and Kairi Sane, essentially turning her face, kicking her out of Damage Control, saying that they no longer need her. Io is the top champion. The story writes itself. I'm curious whether Dakota Kai is genuine in her siding with Bayley or not. Will Dakota Kai factor in to Io Sky retaining, siding with them over Bayley, or will Dakota Kai side with Bayley? Will she help Bayley win the championship at WrestleMania? I'm very curious where that story's going. As to what I would do, I would have Dakota side with Bayley and help Bayley win the WWE Women's title. Io Sky, she hasn't been great with the championship. And that hurts me to say because I am a massive Io Sky / Io Shirai fan. I have been since she debuted in the Mae Young Classic. So, to see her have such a lackluster feeling run with the championships and winning it, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe she should be a babyface champion, because her, as the cowardly heel that she seems to have become, hiding behind Asuka and Kairi Sane, it doesn't work for her. It really doesn't. So, I would give this match like 15 minutes and let Bayley and Io go out and showcase themselves. And I would have Bayley win this match. Go over Io. Bayley can have her WrestleMania moment. And, you know, you can actually have a Royal Rumble winner win the title again. You know, that hasn't happened a lot recently. But, yeah, that being said, the next match I have is for the Intercontinental Championship. The champion, Gunther Der Ringarala, versus the underdog from the underground, Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn has been talking for weeks about not knowing where his road to WrestleMania leads, right? He's been saying that he's going to make history at WrestleMania. He's going to become a champion at WrestleMania. I really feel like these are hints that he is going to challenge Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania. And I hope and pray that that is where that's leading. Because if you give me Gunther and Sami Zayn at WrestleMania, I'll lose my mind with happiness. Gunther has held that title for over 600 days. He has proven to be the most dominant Intercontinental Champion there's ever been. Ever been. And Sami Zayn has proven that when the lights are on bright and the spotlight is pointing right down on him, that he can go and he can hang with the absolute best in the business. So if you give these guys, I'll say 20 minutes, right? Go out and have an absolute banger match and have Sammy go over, hit the Haluva Kick, hit every single thing he's got in his arsenal on Gunther, pin Gunther clean in the middle of the ring at WrestleMania, and end the longest reigning Intercontinental Championship reign of all time. The fucking pop that will get, like, it writes itself. It writes itself at that point. So I would have Sami Zayn be the one to end Gunther's IC title reign. I would. But by all means, if you guys disagree, please let me know. I want to know what you guys think of the card. Everything at the end of the video. I want to know what you guys think of Sami Zayn being the one to end Gunther's reign. But for now, we move on to match 4. A dream match. One that was teased at the Royal Rumble, and one that people have been talking about, I feel like, for years. I feel like these women have been compared a lot since both of them have been in the business. A dream match for the first time ever. Bianca Belair versus Jade Cargill. Now, when they teased this at the Rumble, the roof blew off the fucking Tropicana field. It did. The crowd went nuts when they went face to face. And for me, if there's any woman that I want in the ring to help make Jade Cargill, who is, let's just say it, still green in terms of her in-ring ability. If I'm going to have anybody in the ring with Jade Cargill to make her look her absolute best, it's going to be Bianca Belair. Sure, you can say, oh, well, what about Charlotte Flair, or what about Becky Lynch, or what about this person? No, Bianca Belair is the only one that I want to see Jade Cargill have a match with at a WrestleMania. The strength that these two women would showcase against one another, the athleticism that they would show against one another would be off the page. And the thing is, they don't have to go 25, 30 minutes. They don't even have to go 20. Give them 12 minutes. Let them go back and forth with their feats of strength. And at the end of the day, Jade Cargill manages to overpower Bianca Belair just enough to hit Bianca with Jaded, and just enough to get a 1-2-3 on Bianca. Just enough to get that win on Bianca. Because you can't have Jade go into her first one-on-one singles match and lose. That instantly tarnishes any value she has. And it drops her value significantly if she loses her debut one-on-one match. Losing to Jade Cargill is not going to damage Bianca Belair's value to WWE. So, Jade going over is the only logical option there. Okay? Bianca can always get a win back later on. Say, if one of them has a championship. Per se. You know, down the road. You know, we don't have to immediately have a rematch for this at the next pay-per-view. You don't have to do that. It can be a one and done for now. But Jade needs to win her singles debut. That has to happen. Match number 5 for night 2 is mask versus hair. It's Rey Mysterio's mask versus Santos Escobar's hair. A Mexican staple. A staple of AAA and CMLL. The mask versus hair. I feel like Rey Mysterio is going to be cleared heading into WrestleMania. I feel like he is. I've seen photos of him. I saw photos of him from the Super Bowl. He looked okay. I don't know if he'll be cleared in time. If he is, his WrestleMania feud needs to be with Santos Escobar. After what Escobar did to him, taking him out, this needs to be the WrestleMania feud going forward for Escobar. And Mysterio can talk about the history of Lucha Libre. When all else fails, the end of a blood feud, a feud between people who have no respect for one another anymore. They risk it all in a mask versus hair match. Or a mask versus mask match at times. So, this match would be perfect for a WrestleMania size stage. And honestly, see, this is one of the only matches where I'm actually having trouble figuring out where I would go with this. Would I risk Ray losing his mask? Would I do that? Or would I have Ray get his revenge on Santos and have him cut his hair? I don't know. I'm going to go with my gut right now, and I'm going to say that Ray beats Santos, gets his revenge, and forces Santos to have his hair cut. Give these guys 15 minutes. Let them go out, do all of their lucha spots, the things that everybody knows them for. And this could be, like I've been saying, another banger of a match at a WrestleMania. It really could. Match 6 is for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. The champions, Asuka and Kairi Sane, the Kabuki Warriors, against Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. I honestly only have this match here because Asuka and Kairi Sane need to be on the WrestleMania card, and I had no idea who else to put in this title match. You know, the other four women's teams that there are were in night 1 in the WrestleMania Women's Showcase. So, Candice and Indy get the spot here. I would give the match 10 minutes, maybe 12 at most. But at the end of the day, Kairi and Asuka would retain the women's tag titles in what I think would be an okay match. Like, all four of these women are very, very competent wrestlers, very good wrestlers. But at the end of the day, I don't know too many people besides a very vocal minority on social media who gives a shit about this match. I know that's going to piss some people off, but majority of people don't really give a damn about the Women's Tag Team Championships. And that's WWE's fault. They really haven't made these titles feel important since their inception, really. Like, the only team that even made those titles feel relevant were the Iconics, and that was back, 5 years ago? Like Asuka and Kairi would win this match. I'm sure Candice and Indy would put up a hell of a fight, though. But, yeah, Kabuki Warriors retain their belts there. But now we get on to the final match. The main event of night 2. A match that has already been officially announced. Cody made his choice after a week of #WeWantCody. WWE backtracked on whatever their original plan was with Roman and The Rock. We are getting part 2. Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. Cody needs to finish the story. Cody needs to finish his story. I don't know how they get there. I don't know what happens to get it there. But if it was up to me, I would have Rock for from now until Mania, really assert his authority. Like, go over Roman's head, even though Roman is supposedly the tribal chief. Have Rock have the final say on everything, making Roman slightly paranoid as to what Rock's real intentions are heading into WrestleMania. Okay? If you listen closely to Rock's promo, he clearly says, Cody, your story is ending, but mine and Roman's is just beginning. You can take that how you want. Me, I take that as, Cody, your story is ending. You can take the championship. You can go. Because the only way to finish that story is Cody takes the title. That's the only way that story ends. I personally believe The Rock is going to screw Roman Reigns out of the title at WrestleMania. The night Rock came out with Roman and Cody in the ring, and he shook Cody's hand, and he said something to Cody, I feel like The Rock is in cahoots with Cody Rhodes. I really do. You know? I feel like The Rock is a double agent, if you want to call it that. And he's going to cost Roman Reigns the championship at WrestleMania. And then you can go on and do whatever you want. You can do what you did with Rock and Cena. You can book next year's WrestleMania match with Reigns and Rock for next year's Mania. I don't really give a shit at that point. You can have the match at SummerSlam. I don't care. All I want is Roman to drop this fucking title, for Cody to finish his story, and for everybody to get what they want. I want the Cody fans to get their story finished. I want Roman to actually lose the title, and I want the Roman and Rock fans to get what they want eventually, which is Roman and Rock. I personally don't want to see it, but I know a lot of people do. So, everybody can get what they want. Everybody can be fucking happy. But at the end of the day, probably no one will be happy. There's going to be some section of social media that will bitch and bitch and bitch about the outcome of this match, whatever happens. But for me, Cody beats Roman and finishes his story. But that is what I would do. How would you book WrestleMania 40, nights 1 and 2? Do any of your matches match my matches? Are there matches that you would book differently? Would you have different people in different matches than I did? Let me know down in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Like I said, at the beginning, I'm going to do at least 3, maybe 4 more fantasy bookings / rebooking videos. The next one I'm going to do sometime after WrestleMania is going to be rebooking the 1995 King of the Ring. I did this on my old channel, but I revamped a few little things that actually, I believe, make the card better than the one I did a few years back. So, be on the lookout for that after WrestleMania. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe. You know the deal by now. I hope you all enjoyed. And until the next video, my name's Art. And I'll see you later. Peace!